Welcome to all of you, and thank you for attending this webinar. I am Jean-Luc Leman, Sales Manager at the LNE for the healthcare business, and today we are going to explain how to change your notified body for the LNE GMED. The speaker is Quinton. Quinton is working at the LNE as Manager for the assessment of technical files for Class 3 medical devices. As you may know, the medical device regulatory context is changing permanently, and there are uncertainties in the future of some notified bodies. So a growing number of manufacturers ask for the transfer of their certificates to a trustful notified body. Therefore, the LNE GMED set up a simplified process to address potential difficulties. But before turning it over to Christine, I would like to briefly remind you about the LNE activities. The National Laboratory for Testing and Metrology employs 850 people, most of them high-level engineers and technicians based in 9 locations in France and 4 locations outside France. The LNE brings all of its expertise and technical solutions to companies, public sector and communities, answering performance, competitiveness, and above all, product safety criteria, whatever your field of activity is, whether it's medical, consumer goods, housing, energy, transport, etc. So the LNE offers multidisciplinary services and is involved in research programs in various fields. To achieve that, the LNE is accredited for 35 directives. Focusing on the medical and health market, the LNE GMED is the French notified body, with the number CE0459, whose activity is solely dedicated to the medical device and in vitro medical device certification. We offer various certifications, some voluntary, such as the ISO ones in quality, safety, and environment, but also the regulatory ones like the CE marking. The LNE GMED provides access to the CE marking through all of the proof modes and covers all of the European directives. Through its numerous accreditations, recognitions, and partnerships, the LNE GMED will allow you accessing international markets, and among them to Brazil, thanks to our in-metro accreditation, to Canada. LNE GMED is registrar for Health Canada, the USA, as we can perform FDA inspections, and some more. The LNE is part of the CB scheme program, making its tests recognized in about 50 countries. You must shortly understand the LNE is at your service to accompany you in all of your medical device projects. We will distribute the slide to the attendees, and we also prepared a guidance document on that topic, freely available on our website. Let's start the webinar now. Quinton will present you how to change your notified body for the LNE GMED. Christine, the floor is yours.
Welcome to all of you. I'm going to present you the interpretation of the LNE GMED regarding the change of notified bodies. So first of all, there is a reference document, which is the NBOG BPG-2006-1, change of notified body. The document is kind of general one, and LNE GMED wanted to precise this recommendation in a procedure. So that's why we created the following procedure: CE marking specific provisions for manufacturers who voluntarily change of notified bodies. So I would like to express you the application scope of this procedure. So this procedure controls the changes of notified body for CE marking alone or for CE marking with voluntary certification. This procedure is not applicable when the certifications issued are under an OBL procedure or when it's about CE verification and batch release. There is a warning that I would like to express you. If there is less than 6 months between the request of the manufacturer and the expiry date of a certification, the provisions for the renewal apply, and there is no application of this transfer procedure. So this procedure also sets some eligibility criteria. So for the manufacturer, the applicant shall be holder of valid CE marking certificate issued in the framework of the Directives 9342, 9385, and 9879 for the annexes related to quality assurance of the production, quality system, CE type examination, and CE design examination. The criteria for the initial notified body is the following. The notified body which issued the CE marking certificate shall still be operating and shall not be in the situation where it cannot offer evaluation and certification services. There is also a prerequisite. The company submits a written authorization for information sharing between LNE GMED and the initial notified body. So now let's talk about EC type and or design examination. So regarding communication with the manufacturer, he shall provide the complete CE marking file of the concerned medical device in accordance with the list of elements to provide, technical file information to provide of the LNE GMED current version. The region for transfer, the copies of the CE marking certificate, the declarations of conformity, copies of evaluation reports, initial evaluation or last renewal, and if necessary, modifications dealt with since the initial evaluation or last renewal, comprising EST and viral safety file in the case of medical devices incorporating products of animal origin, as well as the opinion of a competent authority in the case of a combined product. The statement that the device has not been modified or the list of modifications implemented since the last evaluation report from the notified body. The date until which the identification number of the initial notified body will be found on the advertising materials used on the information transmitted by the manufacturer regarding medical device. Again, regarding communication with the manufacturer, so for information in case of the Directives 9342 and 9385, the assessed sections of the list of elements to provide are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 19.1, 19.2, 19.3, 20, and 22. For information, in the case of the Directive 9879, the assessed sections of the list of elements to provide are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 16.1, 16.2, 17, 18, and 19. So we are still in the EC type or design examination, and here are the communications that have to be established with the initial notified body. He shall provide or confirm that data of ongoing evaluation, potential situation for effective or planned withdrawal, suspicion not communicated by the company and its reason for being, the validity of ongoing EC marking certificate, invalidation date defined by the initial notified body to cancel the certificate it issued. So now let's talk about quality system. So communication with the manufacturer, he shall provide the transfer reasons, the copies of EC marking certificate, declarations of conformity, management quality manual, and, when necessary, the related procedures. The information questionnaire, this is a document of the LNE GMED that the manufacturer has to fulfill. The information of the ongoing certification cycle, whether it's about the follow-up number 1, number 2, or renewal. Ongoing cycle audit report, initial audit or last renewal, plus follow-up audit, including the potential non-conformities and any kind of document showing how they are taken care of, plus mail of a decision following the last on-site audit. Description of the claims filed by the company over the last 12 months and measures taken. Statement that the device has not been greatly modified since the last audit report from the notified body. Description of regulatory requirements specific to the company other than CE marking. So, for quality system, here is the communication with the notified body. He shall confirm the validity of ongoing CE marking certificate, invalidation date defined by the notified body to confirm its certificate is issued, potential situation for effective or planned withdrawal, suspension, not communicated by the company and its reason for being, data of ongoing evaluation, certification decision taken after an on-site audit, plus type of detected non-conformities. Regarding quality system, the assessment is based on the following. Verification that the audit concerned by the change is or covered by valid CE marking certificate, and it is about the field, the scope, the address, the validity period. Examination of ongoing cycle reports, initial audit or last renewal plus follow-up audit, and of non-conformities. Ongoing non-critical non-conformities should be closed with the help of the issuing notified body before the change of notified body takes place. If it is not done, non-conformities will be closed during the next on-site audit performed by LNE GMED. Proof of corrective action implementation must be brought forward for each critical non-conformity that is not closed. So, something that we would like to remind you, if continuation of critical non-conformities that have not been closed leads to the conduct of an on-site initial type audit prior to the decision, it's a situation that can appear, and the analysis of claims filed by the company and measures taken both are used for the assessment done for the quality system. So once the assessments are done for the EC type examination or design dossier and for the quality system, the file is submitted to an internal committee of lecture, and for your information, beforehand, the committee for technical file, if EC type or design examination is performed as the first step, and if it is favorable, then we can go to the committee of lecture for audit. Then there is a notification letter which includes the decision which has been taken. So a decision is definitely given. In case of favorable the decision, the validity date of the certificate issued by LNE GMED is identical to the one of the certificate issued by the initial notified body. Something that you should note, in case of EC type and design examination, when the certificate issued by LNE GMED expires, the review of the preclinical data and the validation of special processes is performed during the renewal of the certificate. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Christine. Well, that was good explanation. Of course, you may contact the LNE directly for more information, and especially if you are considering to change from your current notified body to the LNE GMED. Moving on, I'd like to remind you about our other webinars and events and other material that we will soon have available. And here they are. There will be a new guide with the title "How to Change Your Notified Body for LNE GMED," which will explain this process. And we also have another webinar scheduled, which will be about nanoparticles and medical devices, answering the question how to answer to the regulation in particles characterization. And another webinar about the ISO 27001, facing the challenges of safety in IT systems, what can bring the ISO 27001. All right, we received some time ago a number of questions on how to change for the LNE GMED. And I would like to ask those questions to you, Christine. And here is the first one. One of our manufacturer which has asking those questions, of course, and here it is. For example, if the certificate is more than 6 months old, will it be a new certification?
So in the case there is more than 6 months between the request of the manufacturer and the expiry date of the certificate, then the provisions of our procedure for change of notified body apply. And we are in the framework of a transfer.
Okay. Another question from another person. Who defines the expiration date of the certificate? The LNE GMED, the initial notified body, or the manufacturer?
So usually the manufacturer makes a suggestion according to his schedule, and the LNE GMED confirms or updates it according to its relevance.
I see, good. Another one is when there is no critical deviation, is the QMS certificate issued without on-site audit by the LNE GMED?
So according to the provisions of our transfer procedures, no critical deviation is one of the criteria which directs towards to a documentary audit without an on-site audit. But it's not the only one, and we take into consideration, but we take it into consideration for a final decision.
Good, good. Okay, and another pretty basic question, but what are the procedure differences between a transfer and a renewal?
So I'm going to answer only about quality system. So regarding quality system, a renewal means on-site audit, while a transfer may be done through a documentary audit if the criteria are met.
I understand. Okay, and about inventory. If products are on inventory at a distributor's site, is the notified body CE number to be changed on this product?
So, something I would like to remind you. When devices are at the distributor's facility, it is considered that they are already on the market. Therefore, those ones will remain with the initial notified body number. The provisions in place in the quality management system of the manufacturer regarding traceability have to ensure where the products are, and the manufacturer should control which products were manufactured under the initial notified body and which products will be manufactured under the LNE GMED notified body.
Okay, another question again. Are there any restrictions in the reason for transferring mass certificates to the LNE GMED?
So by LNE GMED, we think that it is important to be transparent with your notified body. And it is how trust is built, and we strongly encourage candidates for transfer to explain the actual reasons. Anyway, we will look at the product and quality management system regulatory compliance, and it may require some effort for a manufacturer to reach LNE GMED expectations. But we would like to remind you that we are here to support manufacturers to reach those best practices, and you are always welcome to contact us for this.
Very good. Okay, another one again. So you see that's a big concern for many many manufacturers. How will it work in case the initial notified body lose its accreditation during the transfer is in progress?
So actually, we've never experienced such a case, but we do advise manufacturers to think more strategically when choosing its notified body and to contact trustful notified body as LNE GMED as soon as they foresee such occurrence. It is very important for the future of the company to have a reliable notified body.
Okay, thank you. Another one, if we have some more time. What if my initial notified body is considered as not reliable by the LNE GMED? Will you inform the manufacturer before the beginning of the transfer?
So I would like to express that LNE GMED don't rank notified bodies. The aim is the product and quality system compliance to the regulatory expectation and requirements.
Of course, well understood. Back to your presentation, you mentioned OBL procedure, and that means OBL products probably. What are they?
So they are on-brand labeling products, which means that one manufacturer is the holder of a CE marking certificate and he manufactures this product, and the OBL manufacturer bases its own CE marking on the initial manufacturer's one.
Mm-hmm. About delays, what are the delays to transfer a CE certificate from my current notified body to LNE GMED?
So it depends, of course. Each case is different, but if all criteria are met on the first documentary review, then it could be as short as 2 months. But I would like to add that it is in the case where there is only a quality system transfer. When we add CE marking about ET type examination and design dossier, well, it can last longer.
Very good. And the last one for you, Christine. As a manufacturer, can I change the scope on the occasion of a transfer?
Unfortunately, no. When you make a transfer, the scope of a new certificate will be strictly identical to the one already in place. However, you may extend the scope once the transfer process has been completed, but then it is another part of the process.
Very good, very good. So I think we are done now. This webinar is coming to an end, and thank you very much for attending. And Christine, thank you very much for your input. We hope that we met some of your expectations and that we will see you again in our other events or at our location, at your location, sorry. And feel free to contact us, and the details to contact us are displayed on the slide here. And have a good day.